Since you guys probably saw the overview video I did over the Moonkin class and showing you all of the capabilities that this class has, I thought that I would go ahead and go through some duels and show you in action with commentary about what I'm going to be doing. I've noticed on the beta there's been a really big flex of like Windwalker Monks, Outlaw Rogues, which is the new combat, and I think Fire Mages. You know, everyone seems to be playing those three classes, and you know, we're gonna try and get some diversity in here, but I'm gonna try and hit those three classes at least to show you how crazy they are and see if maybe Moonkins can stack up against that. We're also gonna try and get some other casters in there and obviously some other melee as well. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright, for this first duel, what we're going to be doing is fighting against a Fire Mage since they're like the craze. We actually interrupted him, so we're able to cast this new move. Let's see if we can juke him here. We did actually juke him, so we're going to get a bunch of Star Surges, trinket off this Dragon's Breath, and then use 2 instant cast Lunar Strikes, put up our Marksman at the same time, get this Half Moon. He went into Icebox, so we're going to cast Regrowth, and then Swiftmend, and use as much... Oh, actually, we're going to hit him with a bash and see if he can do it. Oh, PK. So I actually interrupted him on that, which is really good, and finished off the duel right there because of that interrupt. I probably would have died if I didn't get that Solar Beam. And what's really, really crazy about Moonkins that I did not speak about in my video yesterday doing the class overview is that Moonkins have a 15-second Solar Beam cooldown when you interrupt a target. So there's this PvP talent called Summer Solstice, and it reduces the cooldown of Solar Beam by 30 seconds. Okay, so it's a 1-minute cooldown. It's reduced to 30 seconds, so only 30 seconds, right? And what's really crazy is if you look at the artifact talent, if you get this Light of the Sun artifact trait, it says reduces the remaining cooldown on Solar Beam by 15 seconds when you interrupt the primary target you're Solar Beaming. So that means that you get a 15-second Solar Beam interrupt. It's crazy. Like, how do you deal with that? That has to be nerfed. I'm sorry, that has to be completely nerfed. I definitely foresee Summer Solstice being reduced down to a 15-second cooldown reduction or even changed altogether, because like that's insane. Like having a 15-second Solar Beam cooldown is just crazy. But whatever, we're gonna keep trying to find casters. I've been sitting out for like 20 minutes looking for casters to fight because everyone's playing either Fire Mage, UA Warlock, which are unbeatable in duels due to their Essence Drain nonsense, and then there's like a couple Shadow Priests here who are AFK, this Moonkin, see like this guy right here. You know what, let's just jump into this Affliction Warlock duel so I can show you exactly what it's like. I don't have Incarnation, so I'm not going to have my big damage cooldown, but you know, I might have it in a minute. So we're going to put out Moonfire. I'm not going to trinket this because I can't, and he's not really doing a whole lot of damage anyways. We're going to bash him and then also start casting Full Moon, see if we can get this off and get 1 Star Surge as well, interrupt that fear, 2 Star Surges, cast Lunar Strike twice. Alright, so he's popping his offensive cooldowns, which means I'm going to use my Bark Skin and Displacer Beast out of his Fel Lord. I'm already half health, he hasn't moved down in health at all. And what's going to happen is I'm going to start getting him low, and then he's not going to go down in health at all, which is really, really crazy. So, let's see if I got that interrupt, which is really good, which means I have a 15-second Solar Beam. And I also got all my moons off, which is really, really nice for me. But I'm still losing, and his health is not going down. Oh god. Okay, how do I do this? Yeah, I'm just dead. I don't know. It's so hard to beat them. I don't know what it is. I just can't. Maybe I have to kite or something, but I didn't have Incarnation, which is, I guess, a big deal. But still, like, what's really crazy about this duel is that he could have actually just Drain Life me and I never would have been able to kill him, because Drain Life reduces the damage I can do to him by 50% and his health goes up at the same time, so there's no way I can kill him. And in duels, like, Warlocks are actually unbeatable. So I mean, I'm not even like, hopefully this isn't being looked at as like me complaining. I'm really not. It's just kind of how it is. But yeah, let's go ahead and find a different class to duel, a different caster, maybe a Shadow Priest or an Elemental Shaman. Alright, we're going to be fighting Sham X, the Elemental Shaman, getting up both of our dots, popping Incarnation, killing this Counter-Strike Totem, and then also interrupting him real quick on that cast. We also want to get our Star Surges out, which is really nice for us. He popped Ascendance immediately, so it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do a whole lot with that. We're going to get him to trinket that and see if we can get an instant cast Moon, and we were able to kill him right there and then. Elemental Shamans are in a really bad place right now, and if we're able to just do a lot of damage fast, then they're really not going to be able to deal with that. especially if we get a nice interrupt off in the, in the meantime. I think that if he would have came out of the solar beam and instantly started healing, he might have lived through my burst, but elemental shamans in general are just really squishy right now. They're really, like, they don't have a whole lot of survivability going for them, and you know, if you get an interrupt on them or any kind of CC, like, they're probably just done. You know, it is what it is. For this next duel, I'm actually going to be fighting a hunter. I haven't had the chance to fight a hunter in a long time. I'm not quite sure what spec he is, and I can't inspect him since we're in the middle of the duel, but what we're going to do is actually open up in Moonkin form with our incarnation and just start doing damage to him and see if we can out damage him. It looks like he's actually going to be playing Marks, so I'm going to bash him and cast this new moon. We're going to trinket this silence and cast 2 Star Surges into him. Barkskin, the binding shot, he's at half health already and he's barraging, so that's most of his damage. And oh, we actually just killed him like that. Man, feels bad to be a Marksman Hunter, I guess. I don't know, he really couldn't live through that. I guess he could have used his defensives, but yeah, it's too bad. I guess we just kind of swiftied him through. Oh well. Alright, so this hunter wants to do another rematch, and he actually switched to BM, which in my opinion is the better spec. I've been playing a little bit of hunter behind the scenes, learning the class, but he did start with a flare. I'm starting in prowl, so we have the advantage off of that. What I'm going to do is actually just pop incarnation immediately, and then save my fairy swarm for when he uses his bestial wrath. So we're just going to use our incarnation immediately, put up our dots, and then try and cast this a new moon off. We got it, so we're going to use our celestial alignment right now. He misses his binding shot. We're going to put down fairy swarm as well. He used his heal and then his deflection, so I'm going to heal up right now. I'm going to put up regrowth and then rejuve and use my swift band and try and keep my health as high as I can against the pets. In the meantime, we have half moon right now. Okay, so he's got his big basilisk thing going, which is really bad for me, but we were able to finish him off right there and live through his pets, you know, pretty efficiently and do as much damage as possible in order to go through all of his defensive cooldowns that time, which was a much better duel than the first one. BM puts out a lot of damage. It's a lot of burst right then and there. And that basilisk, that big basilisk you saw, if you stand next to it, you take like 60,000 damage a second. Like, it does a lot of damage. So we were able to just kind of be a little bit more efficient, and that gave us the win. You know, we had our offensive cooldowns going, and since he did miss his binding shot, I didn't actually have to use Barkskin or what's it called, my trinket at all, because he actually misses his binding shot, and then he also he used a different talent this time instead of the spider sting. He actually didn't use that. He used something else, so I think it was the healing one. But yeah, I mean, it worked out for us. We were able to do a lot of damage and just kind of go through his cooldowns. So due to the lack of different types of melee that we're fighting or different types of casters, you know, out right now, it seems like everybody's playing rogue. So I'm actually going to be playing against a subtlety rogue right now. My incarnation's on a 20-second cooldown left, but we're going to go ahead and pop Barkskin immediately since he did pop a lot of his offensive cooldowns. I'm already about half health, and there's really nothing I can do about that. We're going to displace our beast away and then bash him when he dodged the bash, so that's really bad for me. I don't know if I'm going to be able to win through this at all. Because there's really, I mean, I could try and hit him with that. Yeah, okay, I'm just dead immediately. There's nothing I can do. When he dodges the bash like that, like, ugh, he didn't even have evasion up whenever that happened. So, I mean, as you can see, like, rogues are really strong right now on the beta. That's why everybody and their mom is playing him. I want to keep dueling rogues this video and see if I can beat one and see if I can find a tactic to do that. So we're going to keep doing it and see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and go spec into the bear form spec and play Druid of the Claw and Guardian Affinity and see if that actually works, because I think that I need damage reduction and I think that those will help. What they do is reduce the amount of damage that you actually take while in bear form, and then also when you're playing with Guardian Affinity, you take 10% less damage overall, which is really good. So I'm going to be playing with that and try it for the next duel. Alright, so this next duel we're going to be sitting into bear form, actually trying to duel against a different rogue. I'm not sure which spec this guy is. It looks like he's playing Assassination. So what we're going to do here is actually just put up our Mass Entanglement and start moving around as fast as we can, try and get as much distance as possible, and also put our dots up at the same time. Since we were in bear form, okay, so he is going to go ahead and pop that Okay, so we're gonna displace a beast away from that one right there and keep our dots up. We don't want him to get that free stealth right there, and we are going to hit him with a War Stomp, trinket this, put up our bark skin, and also go into bear form again, put up our enraged regen, and see if we can heal up as much as possible. As soon as we, yeah, so we're able to get 75% reduced or increased armor right there, and actually just keep our dots up as much as possible right now. We're gonna put down a fairy swarm, and also going to entangling roots him with mass entanglement again, and see if we can get away. Pop our incarnation here. Oh, I don't have blind for this, so this kind of sucks. He has 3 dots though, and I have Alchemist Frenzy for when I get out, so I can put down that full moon and do as much damage as possible. We might be able to kill him here. We might be able to get him. God, die. Hold on, I have 2 star surges. Oh, we won the duel! Okay, so that's how you do it, guys. Man, that was tough. Okay, so the plan is you take Guardian Affinity, Mass Entanglement, and also Druid of the Claw. So you sit in bear form a lot, you get your thrashes up, you do those bleeds with mangles and all that stuff, and then you're gonna want to frenzied regen as much as possible, but it's best before you frenzied regen to actually get to 45 rage and then use Iron Fur. And as you can see, I had 75% increased armor for 6 seconds, and it's actually, you know, that will help you live. And whenever you get stunned, you'll have bark skin and Iron Fur ready to go. So you're able to survive through those stuns and survive through the opener to a point where you can actually get away and use that second mass entanglement and get a little bit of room, and then pop your incarnation and pop your, you know, your moons with the Alchemist Frenzy, and then also you can have your Astral Communion for your instant star surges and your Warrior of Elude for instant lunar strikes. And I think that might be enough to kill them as long as their cloak is down, because if they cloak vanish, like, they're gonna reset, you're not gonna have cooldowns, and you're probably gonna die. But that was a good learning experience, and I definitely want to apply it to different melees. Maybe we can try it against a warrior or a monk next. Alright guys, we're going to fight against the final boss, aka the Windwalker Monk, and see what we can do against him. We're going to put down our dots as much as we can. He's probably going to like Fist of Fury or leg sweep me after this, so I'm going to have to just trinket it and displace a beast away. Put down our Fairy Swarm as well as we can. He does instantly get away from me, so I'm going to mass entangle him. He's going to Tiger's Lust out. There's nothing I can do about it. We're also going to put up our Incarn and our bark skin. There's nothing, you know, we really can do except for just using our moons effectively. Okay, so he does put down his karma, which is actually really bad because I put down my full moon into that, so I'm probably taking a lot of damage from karma, which sucks, but well, you know, there's nothing else I can really do about it. So we're gonna just keep mangling and keep our damage up as well as we can, but we don't have Iron Fur for this next stun, which is really bad. We have Touch of Death on us, and it looks like we're just gonna die. Yep, it's over. Oh, Windwalker Monks are so hard, man. I think that I need to play with Bash instead of Mass Entanglement because of Tiger's Lust, and it's really hard to do anything about. When they can just get out of your roots that are instant cast, which is like your only way to get away from them, I think that we need to play a stun instead of just playing the Mass Entanglement and hoping that they, you know, don't get out of it, because they do have abilities to get out of roots, and I think that we need to play again with a Bash instead and just try and win with that 50-second stun and just try and live as much as we can until we get that stun opportunity. But yeah, it's really hard. Windwalker Monks do a crazy amount of damage, and they're also able to you know, have that karma ready to go, so they're like a really solid dueling class overall. So we're going to give it another shot versus this Windwalker Monk. I'm actually going to be playing Restoration Affinity as opposed to Guardian Affinity because he doesn't have stealth, and I've noticed that I need the healing because the main purpose of this duel is to get to my second bash where I'm going to have an opportunity to do damage to him. Alright, so we're going to open up with an Entangling Roots. He's probably going to incap me immediately, so, oh well, there's not much I can do about that, but we are going to trinket the Fist of Fury and then immediately run away, put down our Fairy Swarm, and just do as much damage as we can. So put, you know, our Mighty Bash going, and then also our New Moon, and we have Incarnation going. So as he hits me, I'm going to get Alchemist Frenzy procs, and then, you know, that's going to be a decent amount of damage. So he's going to karma me immediately, which is fine because I can just pop my Bark Skin and also use my Swift Bend and try and use as much dashing as we can, and as much heals as we can in the meantime, because I have my Displacement Beast in 2 seconds. So I'm dead. I'm dead here. Yeah, there's no way I can win. Oh man, it just seems so hard. Oh, I actually died too. Look at that. Wow. Oh god. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I think that it's just too hard to beat them. I think that they do too much damage, and there's really not enough gap closers for me to win against, you know. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like against a good Windwalker Monk, it's really hard to do anything against him. But you know, Boomkins may not be the best dueling class, but you know, as we've learned today, I think that there's some opportunity to win duels. But the main thing is that they're really, you know, they're really at a disadvantage most of the time. And I think that they're an awesome arena class. I just don't know if they really compare in terms of dueling. I think that the Mighty Bash having a 50-second cooldown is really the difference between winning or losing. Because if, you know, in those situations, like, if I were able to get, like, he's going to have 2 leg sweeps before you have your second Mighty Bash. And there's nothing you can do about that. And when you're in that second stun, you're going to die. There's really, like, you know, that's just, like, how it works. And I think that maybe if you're in an arena with, like, LOS and you can, like, prowl away, maybe that could work. But, or, like, if you play with, like, Shadow Meld and then you prowl away there, maybe that could work. But I think as a Tauren Druid, it might not work to the fullest effect against somebody that can do as much damage as they can. But, oh well, it was good duels nonetheless. You know, definitely not complaining. I think that that's just how dueling is as a Moonkin. But I definitely hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel for future Legion videos. I was trying to be as honest and as transparent as I can with these duels, because a lot of these duels I did end up losing, and I don't exactly feel like I'm a terrible Moonkin. So I just feel like that's kind of the state of Moonkins right now in dueling. So I'm trying to express that to you guys, for all of you that are interested in actually playing Moonkin. They're awesome in Arena. I just don't know so much about duels. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, obviously subscribe to my channel for more, and I will see you all in the next one. Cartoons out.